Hello, as of the writing of this script, yesterday morning I, as well as a lot of other people, said goodbye to one of, if not the greatest wrestler to ever live. Someone who defined the art form, ushered in a new golden age, and has had legendary match after legendary match, winning title after title, a consummate professional in every sense of the word, someone who never gave up and never left. I'm talking about the one, the only, Hiroshi Tanahashi. To be perfectly honest, leading up to the event, I didn't give too much thought to the Ace's retirement, but after the absolute belter of a match that was Tsuji and Takeshita, suddenly it began to dawn on me. This is the last match I will ever watch live where Tanahashi is one of the competitors. The farewell tour Tana went on was great. A chance to say goodbye to all the wrestlers he faced over his career, and got time to face some new ones too. But seeing the Ace make his way down the Tokyo Dome ramp, knowing it's the last time we're ever going to see him, made it all real. Surrounded by a sold out Tokyo Dome, something both Tana and Okada have wanted to see their whole career, and something we probably won't again for several years at the very least. I've been a die-hard fan of New Japan since G1 29, and it's now the only company I watch week to week. Not from a tribal place, it's more a case of I've only got time to watch one promotion weekly, and New Japan produced the product I enjoy the best. Most of the time. But even I can see how much New Japan has fallen. From WWE and AEW gutting their roster to COVID muting their audience, it's been a tough time to be a New Japan fan over the past couple years. But something about seeing Tanahashi and Okada in the main event with an electric, very loud, sold out crowd felt like classic New Japan again, even if it was just for one match. Going into the match, I knew Okada was going to win. I think we all did. But the real question was, what kind of match were we going to get? I was of the opinion we would get a best-of match, with the two going over familiar spots and making it more of a moment than an actual full-on wrestling match. And to be honest, with the physical condition of Tanahashi, I would have been fine with that. But that's not how the Ace does business, and I knew we were in for another classic when I saw the condition Tanahashi was in. He's never been out of shape, don't get me wrong, but the abs were back, he looked slender, and you could tell he spent the entire Christmas break training his ass off for this performance. But with 20 years of punishment under his belt and at 49 years of age, as well as being the president of the company and dealing with all the duties and stress that must come along with that role, one would be forgiven for thinking that both men would want to play it safe. But Tanahashi rolls back the years with Okada one final time, and both men put on yet another classic match. Seeing Okada back in the main event of the Tokyo Dome, seeing Okada back in New Japan was a treat. You could tell that it meant a lot to him, and at the end of the match, Okada reverts to the old Ace he used to be, performing his classic Rainmaker pose, tears in his eyes, before delivering a final Rainmaker and mercifully putting down the Ace for good. It is the most emotionally invested I've ever been in a match. I knew where the story was going, but that didn't matter, because they performed it beautifully. The only thing I could compare it to was Ric Flair's first retirement match against Shawn Michaels. The whole, "I'm sorry, I love you." Except, this time, it's replaced with a teary-eyed Rainmaker defeating the man who defined his career one last time. After the match, we had a very long retirement ceremony, with Tana's former opponents, new and old, making their way out to say one last in-ring goodbye to the Ace. Shibata, in particular, says goodbye in the most Shibata way possible. He just had to have one last strike off with his old training partner and leaves before he lets us see any tears. He shares more history with Tanahashi than almost anyone. The 2 out of the 3 Musketeers ain't bad. Kota Ibushi, whom I want to dedicate time to do a full video on, literally limped down the long ramp, pushing through what must have been agonising pain, having only just broken his femur a few months prior, just so he could give Tana his flowers. Even old enemies in Naito and Bushi make a weird and very unnecessarily long walk down to the ring to say how much Tana inspired them, before spitting on him, telling him they will never wrestle for his company again, and leaving. Like, alright, kinda weird, but that's Naito I guess, please never change. And that was kind of it. Tana did a bit of air guitar, was paraded around on what I'm assuming is a Zamboni, but he says one final goodbye to the crowd and we pretty much end it there. So the question is, what now? New Japan has been in a bad state over the past couple of years, to put it lightly. Company feels interesting again. Feels like we're building up to something, and I don't know what. Seeing Yota Tsuji reintroduce the best looking belt there has or ever will be, the IWGP Championship, fills me with so much joy I can't even explain it. It feels like a return to the old, but new and exciting. Like we get to go on this adventure all over again. They have the talent, the homegrown talent too, so only time will tell. But call me crazy, I'm confident that New Japan's dark days are behind them, and we move to the future. Also, on a petty note, WWE, try and take some fucking notes, because this is how you say goodbye to a legend. Anyway, thank you for watching. I just wanted to say something quick about Tanahashi's retirement, because I've never been that emotionally invested in a match ever, and I just wanted to get some thoughts off my chest. I'm not very good at this, I'm still learning how to do voiceover and everything, so please bear with me, but I would like to continue New Japan in this new era, if you want to call it that, and yeah, hopefully it's a good one.